Hello, everybody. My name is Delo, and welcome to the beginning of my new series, which I have yet to think of a name for. But as you can tell, it's going to be based around Starcraft 2, and it's basically going to be me, hopefully, hopefully progressing through the multiplayer leagues in Starcraft 2. I say hopefully because you'll notice very soon that I suck a lot right now. This is my first real multiplayer match. It's my first placement match in 1v1. And honestly, I do suck a lot. You'll notice that very soon. So, if you think I suck, I agree with you. Don't bother flaming me because I know how badly I suck. And the only way you can really get better is by doing. So what if you lose? I would rather just have fun than go crazy in depth and stuff like that. So because I'm not that big of a StarCraft 2 multiplayer player, I won't be going in depth with the tactics of my opponents and myself. Well, I'll be talking about them, but I won't be going into sort of day 9 Husky territory. Because I honestly don't know enough. Simply that, really. And also, I'm not a caster. I'm not an esports caster. I know what esports is, and I follow quite a few of them, but I don't cast games. I comment them, as you know by my YouTube channel, but I don't cast them. So don't expect me to be shouting down the microphone at about 500 words a second. Because that won't happen. So it's more of a commentary slash cast, I guess. But enough of that, let's get into the game. This is me, Delodian, obviously, and this is my enemy, Unique. Both playing Protoss, both first time, apparently. This is my first time, but I'm not positive if it is his first time. But anyway, friendly banter at the beginning, as always, as you'd expect, or hope. Now, as the game replays, I want you to keep note of that, which is the amount of harvesters each one of us have. Sorry about this. Right. So, that will not stay equal very soon, you'll notice. But I keep pressing P for pause, and it's really annoying. D is for production, right? See, he's making probes constantly, which you should be doing in any multiplayer game. You should be doing that in any StarCraft 2 game, or any StarCraft game, honestly, but I don't, for some reason. See, he's making one. I'm waiting for my gateway. And then I make one, but I'm still behind on harvesters. See? By one. That may not seem much, but that will grow a lot very soon. As I said, just keep your eye on it. Now, we've scouted. My little scout's over here. I haven't seen him at all, but he went straight into my base and he scouted very easily. So he has another little scout. This is from his point of view. At this point, I thought, oh no, he's going to steal one of my geezers thing, them. Anyway, but he doesn't. He goes back to hiding, and he hides in this corner. And from my field of view, I can't see him. I pump out a zealot to try and take care of him, but I completely forgot. You'll see the zealot come out, and it will just stand there. See, and I'm finally scouting. Nothing to actually see. He's building a gateway and a pylon. That's about it. His harvesters have greatly overtaken mine now. And I believe this is the reason I lost the match. Yep, spoiler alert there. But I do lose quite badly. But you'll notice that. Anyway, bringing up my cybernetics core, as my plan was to go Stalkers and Immortals. But that doesn't work very well. Anyway, that little probe is still there, just merrily waiting. My zealot is still there, could easily go over and kick its ass, but I don't know it's there. But I will very soon. Build my second gateway. I work up to 3 gateways and a robotics bay, obviously. And I now boost out my warp gate tech, or I do very soon. Anyway, see, his probe has come back into my base, and I decide to run after it because I don't want him to know my tactics. So he hides in here. You can't see in these unless you're actually within the smoke. So that leads me to believe that he realised that, and he may have gone with the proxy pylon right there, which would have led to my demise very, very quickly. If you don't know what proxy pylon is, you'll probably figure it out at some point. Anyway, we're both sort of level in production. His harvesters have greatly surpassed mine now. But I had an idea at this point. And that idea was, why don't I exploit this little bit and hide what my tactics are going to be, which, as I said, will be immortals. So, at some point very soon, I build a pylon there, see? And my plan is to build my robotics bay in this area. And that means that if he sends a probe around here, won't be able to see. But that plan fails as well. As I said, I suck. I also am very late on my expansion. But that is mainly because of my economy. He has 500 minerals at this point. I have 180. So about the 8-minute mark, he brings out an expansion, which is quite normal. I wait till a massive 14 minutes, and as you can see, the game only lasts 19, so I'm bringing out my warp gates now, so I can warp in some good units, well, more units, quicker, and finally get my 3rd gateway. I've also got this Templar Twilight Council, and I'm planning to couple Blink Stalkers with Immortals. It doesn't work, as I'm going to keep saying. In terms of units, I am winning at this moment, but he also has more harvesters, as you can see. 32 probes, 23 probes. 1 zealot, 2 stalkers, 1 sentry. I have 2 zealots, 6 stalkers and 1 sentry. It may be because he was a bit late putting down his cybernetics core. It's possible, but it wasn't very late. But anyway, I'm warping more sentries. He has a robotics facility now. I am about to place mine very shortly. But as you can see, he's making an observer now. And he uses it to great effect, as you'll see when it pops out. He's also putting down a forge, which he will bring in photon cannons, and there's his expansion going up. About halfway done nearly. Well, quarter of the way done. Anyway, there goes up my robotics facility. And you'll see once his observer comes out, he uses it very effectively. Let's look at his point of view. Let's watch this little observer. He'll fly over to my base, and I won't notice it, because it's stealthed, obviously. See, it's coming over. My plan to hide the robotics facility fails in 3, 2, 1. And he can see it very clearly. And he knows I've tried to hide it. So that could lead him to 2 kind of ideas. Either I'm going to make Colossi, or I'm going to make Immortals. And the reason I'm making observers straight away is because I see this. The faint light shimmer of a stealth unit. And I immediately know it is an observer. So I pump out a observer straight away. Because I don't want him knowing my tactics. Although he already does. But this is why I'm not making any units at all, except for my observer. Because for as long as that observer's up, following my army, he knows what I'm making. So, and there goes the observer. He's dead. Now I can go back into making stuff. But let's look at the income. 1,000 minerals, same gas, obviously, but he has 42 harvesters. I have 25 and one base. He has an expansion there. So I know people are going to say, I need more workers. I know I need more workers now. I completely forgot about making workers while I was doing stuff. New player, micromanagement sucks. So, I don't know if I saw that, but I sent my observer to go look at what he was doing. I saw bits of his army that he has lots of stalkers, which led me to believe that, yeah, my immortal plan is going to work, because they're obviously armoured. And immortals do a lot more damage against armoured targets. I was planning to use his tactic of following around his army, but that didn't go to plan because his observer, as you can see, is right there. He's also upgrading his weapons, which isn't great. He's also upgraded... No, he hasn't upgraded his shield. But, as you see, I'm moving in my immortals now. And it's getting close to a battle. But, if we look at the units, you may think, yeah, I've got more units. But I have more units, but the units I have aren't useful against his units. As you see, I've researched blink and charge, which means I can charge him with my zealots. But I have 11 zealots. He has 1, but he also has 13 stalkers and an immortal. Those stalkers can easily take out those zealots that charge in, because they're light and they are too slow to catch up. Say 275, 295, they can run away for as long as their charge isn't on. And his army rolling out, and I choose to roll out at the same time. He has an observer backing it up, I believe, yet. And we're going to meet head on. I now choose this moment to make my expansion at 13 minutes 45. Yep, that's very idiotic of me, I know. But anyway, I go in and we have a battle, as you can see. All my zealots go charging in. They take out his zealots quite effectively, but as you see, my unit count of zealots is now going down very, very rapidly. I try and micromanage focus down the immortals, as they're going to do the most damage to my stalkers. I managed to take it down. He only has 1 left up in his base. He's bringing in reinforcements, but he runs off. I notice the photon cannon that shoots my zealots, and I run back. His observer is there, and it's now going to follow me all the way back to my base and try and figure out what I'm going to do next. I have reinforcements incoming. Not that they'll do much good against those sentries and the immortals he's pumping out now. He also has a robotics base, so I believe that if the match went on any longer, he was going to bring in Colossus. But, as you see again, I have more units, but I take too long to choose to attack. If I attack now, I could have probably punched a reasonable hole in his defences. But I choose to stay back for God knows what reason. I get more... I think I'm waiting for that observer to get taken out by that. But at this moment, I thought, I'm going to do a double-pronged attack. So I've built this Stargate here. And I've built a Void Ray. I'm building another one. So I'm thinking, I can fly these over. I use my observer in a minute to scout this area. So I notice it's got a photon cannon and pylons. So I've got the idea of I'm just going to harass him from the side and send in this little army in at the front. I don't do that. I spend too much time focusing on my Void Ray's harassment and completely forget about this army being reinforced by even more zealots. 7 zealots with 15 stalkers won't work. It's kind of just fact. So, in go my Void Rays with the observer backing them up. I take out this pylon because at this moment I don't see this one. So I believe this photon cannon is going down, so I can easily take that out. But there's another pylon there. He responds quite quickly. 4 stalkers coming in and blinks in, takes out a Void Ray for free. I get, I don't know, pylon and a photon cannon. So, in terms of... where is it? Oh, let's not forget the battle. So, I'm about to get decimated. He's got units on the high ground. He blinks in, focuses fire down on my immortals, and just leaves me for dead. I take out a couple of immortals here as they forget to start shooting at me. But it doesn't last, and down goes the immortals. At this point, I've got this up, but it's not being very productive. And I have a whole 3 zealots to defend my base and a couple of stalkers. I'm building out another void ray, hoping for more harassment on the side. Doesn't work. And this is close to the end. He gets a bit preoccupied with this, which I could have been a lot more effective than my defense, but I'm not. Honestly. See, stalkers versus that many stalkers just won't work. He completely forgets that. Takes out a gateway. My void ray tries to do as much damage as it can. Down goes the gateway. And yeah. There it is. GG. I lose. So, this was my first placement match, as I've said. I lost. See, he's bringing out Colossi there. And rebuilding. So, I would have lost anyway. Because I didn't see these Colossi coming. He's got another gateway. So, he's got 6 gateways. So, I would have definitely lost. He's also got Dark Templar. Or Dark Shrine, shall we. But yeah. That's about it. That's my first placement match. I will be bringing some more soon. Probably by... depends when this is up. But I'll be doing more. And comments are welcome. As I said, constructive criticism is welcome. But until next time, goodbye.